Hello, I'm Reverend Mike. Welcome to Missing the Point. In this video series, I attempt to correct common misconceptions found in religion. Today's topic was inspired by a question. I think it illustrates the misconceptions that many people of faith have. Are blood transfusions, living wills, life support, stem cells, and science against God? None of these things are specifically listed in the Bible, but that doesn't mean they're against God. Phones are not in there either, and no one says they're against God. Blood transfusions. We'll start with that. The word blood in the Old Testament, except for one exception, is always the same word, dam, which associates blood with the juice of grapes. The exception is in Isaiah 63:3, Netzach, which emphasizes the color, blood red. In the New Testament, with only two exceptions, it is always the same word, ha'ima, which has the same meaning as the Hebrew word, associating blood with the juice of grapes. The two exceptions are in Matthew 9:20, hama ek kutsia, which means the shedding of blood, and Hebrews 9:22, hahimorheho, which is where the word hemorrhage comes from. It means a flow of blood. None of these words, except when referencing the blood of Yeshua, Jesus, have any type of sanctified or holy meaning. It's just blood. The transfusion of blood is in no way against God or religion. In my view, the very fact that there are blood types that can receive blood from any donor, and blood types that are universal donors that can give to anyone, is fantastic proof that we were designed to be able to transfuse and donate blood. What about life support? Why anyone would think that life support systems were against God is beyond me. The only thing close to an argument I've heard is nonsense about interfering with God's will. The idea that mouth-to-mouth or CPR is against God is like saying eating is against God. If we're meant to die, why eat? It's flawed logic. Those magical life support machines do essentially the same as someone doing CPR. They just do it tirelessly and more efficiently. They are not against God. Living wills. It surprised me that this was an issue. As remarkable as life support machines are, they can keep a body alive even if the brain is dead. A living will just allows a person to determine for themselves under what circumstances life support use is terminated before a life-changing event can occur. Some consider terminating life support the same as suicide, while others are against life support in the first place. Often the most reasonable and intelligent viewpoint is right in between the extreme views. Life support is a good thing, but keeping a brain-dead body alive is pointless. Turning off life support in that sort of circumstance is not suicide, and it's not murder. Then there's stem cells. If you mention stem cells to a Christian, they often stop listening to you, certain that stem cell research is evil. They do not realize that stem cells are found in umbilical cords. So every healthy birth can provide stem cells without any harm. These miraculous cells can essentially regenerate an organ that they are injected into. These are a miracle given to us by our Creator. But this research is often blocked by the faithful because the first stem cells were discovered in fetal tissue. If you want to outlaw research on fetal tissue, that's fine. but let's not block research into a potentially life-saving discovery. Once again, they can be harvested from the umbilical cord, which is discarded after every healthy birth. Instead of blocking this research, we can stop fetal tissue from being used and continue research on stem cells harvested in other ways. The last part of that question was, is science against God? Science is seen by many people of faith as the enemy, primarily because science disproves many of the beliefs held by the religion. However, these things that are questioned by science are not biblical. They are based upon man's interpretation of the Bible. For instance, science tells us that the earth is billions of years old. Many people of faith believe the earth is around 6,000 years old, since that's how long it's been since Adam and Eve left the Garden of Eden. This supposed contradiction is due to a simple mistranslation. Genesis chapter 1 verse 2 should read, "And the earth became void and without form." The creation of the heavens and the earth in verse 1 is outside of the six-day creation. This means that the earth could be billions of years old. Not to mention, each day in the six-day creation is likely at least 1,000 years. We know from other parts of the Bible, a day in heaven is 1,000 years on earth. So even with that, the earth is not 6,000 years old. It's at least 12,000, 13,000. Plus how much ever time elapsed between the creation of the sun and the earth and the beginning of the 6 days of creation. This means that the earth could be billions of years old. Nothing in the Bible contradicts this. Many preachers are afraid that if you see this truth, then you might believe other aspects of science and become an atheist. Then they'll lose your money. Of course, this is simply not true. Science and religion do not contradict each other. Every contradiction between religion and science is simply a misinterpretation of Scripture. So you see, we do not need to be afraid of science or medicine. Our ability to treat our illnesses was given to us by our Creator. It is not against God. On the contrary, it is a gift from our Creator, one that we should not refuse to utilize as long as it is safe to do so. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. Leave a question or comment below. Who knows, your question might even become the basis of a future video. Be good to each other. We are all in this together.